By following the recommendations for safe and proper operation of this machine, by viewing this videotape, and reading and understanding the operation and safety manuals, you accept responsibility for the safe and proper operation of your JLG lift. This presentation does not relieve the user, operator, from the responsibility of obtaining, reading, and fully understanding the applicable operation and safety manual and other information provided by the manufacturer and your employer. In addition, the operator and employer are responsible for complying with federal, state, local, or provincial rules and regulations covering the proper use and operation of this product. The Operation and Safety Manual, a safety handbook, and a copy of the ANSI responsibilities, ANSI A9 2.6, can be found in a plastic compartment located on the platform. These documents must be kept with the machine and, if not available, may be obtained by calling 877-JLG-SAFE, 877-554-7233. Before each use, a walk-around inspection must be conducted to make sure that there is no visible damage, loose or missing parts, excessive wear or fluid leakage. The Operation Safety Manual contains a complete inspection procedure that must be followed. This inspection includes the following: the drive and caster wheels and base frame, the mast installation including the mast chains, electrical cables, and sequencing cables, the platform assembly including the mast cover, platform controls, guardrails, and entrance gates, the ground control module, and the following items which can be found under the front cover: the battery charger, the hydraulic motor pump and reservoir unit and control valve, and the manual descent valve. Check under the machine for loose or missing parts as well as any fluid leaks indicating possible damage to the machine. Also include the following as part of the walk-around inspection: placards. Keep all information and operating placards legible, clean, and unobstructed. Make sure none of the decals or placards are missing and that all illegible decals and placards are cleaned or replaced. Protect when spray painting or shot blasting to maintain legibility. Ensure that copies of all applicable manuals, the Operation Safety Manual, the Safety Handbook, and the ANSI Manual responsibilities are in the manual storage holder. Ensure that all periodic inspections and maintenance has been completed as outlined in the Operation Safety Manual for your specific JLG aerial lift. Check the machine for modifications to original components. Ensure that any modifications have been approved by JLG. Ensure overall cleanliness. Check all surfaces for leakage, oil or battery fluid, and foreign objects. Inspect the machine structure for dents, damage, weld, or parent metal cracks or other discrepancies. You should start each day with fully charged batteries. Don't smoke or have any open flames when recharging. If there is any evidence of a problem, shut down the lift, remove it from service, and notify the proper authorities. A function check of all systems must be performed after the walk-around inspection is complete. The machine must be positioned on a smooth, firm, level surface in an area free of overhead and ground level obstructions. Read, understand, and obey all danger, warning, and caution placards and operating instructions on the machine and the applicable manuals prior to operation. Do not operate the machine until you've done so. Before operating the lift, verify that you are using the proper personal protective equipment. While neither ANSI or OSHA require the use of approved fall protection devices when using self-propelled elevating work platforms, JLG recommends that personnel in the platform of the 10MSP lift use an approved fall protection device with a lanyard attached to the authorized lanyard anchorage point while operating this machine. JLG 10MSP lifts are equipped with control panels that use symbols to indicate control functions. Refer to your Operation Safety Manual for information on these symbols and their corresponding functions. Now complete a function check of the machine from the ground controls. The power select switch is a 3-position switch that provides power to either the ground or platform controls. The red emergency stop switch button shuts off power to all functions when depressed. Turn the button clockwise to reset the emergency stop switch. Lift up and lift down functions are activated by pressing either the lift up or lift down buttons. Platform movement stops when the selected switch is released. Raise and lower the platform through several cycles. Check for smooth operation. Check the emergency stop switch function by depressing it while raising the platform. All machine functions will be disabled if it's functioning properly. If it functions properly, reset the emergency stop switch for operation. The brake release button disengages the brakes when pressed. The brakes must be disengaged when moving the machine by any means other than driving, such as pushing or using a forklift. The brakes are re-engaged by pressing the brake release button a second time or by switching the platform ground select switch to the off or platform positions. The brakes must be engaged before the lift-up function will operate from the ground control station. The brakes must only be disengaged when the machine is placed on a level surface or when the machine is fully restrained to prevent inadvertent movement. A battery discharge indicator is provided to display the charge level of the batteries. The manual descent valve is a hydraulic valve located at the base of the machine that can be used to lower the platform in the event that the platform and ground control stations are inoperable. To operate the manual descent valve and lower the platform, loosen the cover anchors, remove the base cover, and push the red plunger button located at the base of the mast. Once the platform is fully lowered, release the red plunger button to close the valve and return it to normal operation. Verify the proper operation of the manual descent system. Raise the platform between 2 and 3 feet with the lift switch at the ground controls. Locate the manual descent system and follow the operating instructions as specified in the Operation and Safety Manual and on the machine. This concludes the functional check of the ground controls. Now perform a functional check of the platform controls. Your 10MSP lift is equipped with a platform featuring an adjustable material tray. Ensure that the tray is properly latched into position before operating the lift. The maximum rated capacity of the 10MSP is displayed at the platform and in the Operation Safety Manual. The 350-pound rated platform capacity includes the weight of the operator, tools, and equipment, and anything placed in the platform. The 250-pound rated material tray capacity includes all items placed on the material tray, such as stock items, tools, and equipment. Care should be taken to never exceed the rated capacity. Use extreme caution when entering or leaving the platform. Ensure that the platform is fully lowered. Always face the machine and use the 3-point contact method when entering or leaving the platform. The 3-point contact method means that 2 hands and 1 foot or 1 hand and 2 feet are in contact with the machine at all times while entering or leaving the platform. A gate interlock prevents operation of the platform controls unless the gate is completely closed. The key switch is a 2-position key operated switch that provides power to the ground and platform controls. The red emergency stop switch button shuts off power to all functions when depressed. Turn the button clockwise to reset the emergency stop switch. If the machine is not operated within 5 minutes, the power shuts off automatically and the emergency stop switch must be recycled. A foot switch is located on the platform floor that must be depressed before any platform function will operate. To enable the lift up and down functions, press and hold the foot switch, press and release the lift mode select switch. Within 5 seconds, use the joystick in conjunction with the enable trigger switch position on the joystick to control the lift up and lift down functions. The enable trigger switch must be continuously activated to elevate or lower the platform. Pull back to lift up and push forward to lift down. The joystick is proportionally allowing the lift up and down speed to be increased by increasing the movement of the joystick. Verify the proper operation of the lift function by raising and lowering the platform through several cycles and checking for smooth operation. Never slam a control switch or lever through neutral to an opposite direction. Always return switch to neutral and stop before moving the switch to the next function. Operate controls with slow and even pressure. When elevating, the platform will automatically stop moving when the maximum height is reached. When the joystick enable trigger switch is released, the joystick is returned to the neutral position or the foot switch is released. Before lowering the platform, always check the area below the platform to make sure it is clear. Always lower the platform to the fully lowered position before exiting the platform. Check the emergency stop switch function by depressing it while raising a platform. All machine functions will be disabled if it's functioning properly. If it functions properly, reset the emergency stop switch for operation. If any function selected does not stop when intended, push the emergency stop button. Then, if the platform is elevated, seek the assistance of someone to lower the platform using a manual descent valve located at the base of the machine. Immediately notify the appropriate personnel and remove the lift from service until the problem has been corrected. To enable the drive function, press and hold the foot switch, press and release the drive mode select switch. Within 5 seconds, use the joystick in conjunction with the enable trigger switch positioned on the joystick to drive forward or reverse and steer. The enable trigger switch must be continuously activated to drive the lift. Push forward to drive forward and pull back to drive in reverse. Moving the joystick to the left or right will steer the machine in the direction selected. The joystick is proportionally allowing the drive speed to be increased by increasing the movement of the joystick. Check the drive function for proper operation by driving forward and reverse. Evaluate the steer function. Steer left and right and check for proper operation. With the platform in the stowed position, check that the drive brake holds when the machine is driven up and stopped on a grade. The grade must not exceed the rated gradability as stated in the Operation Safety Manual for the applicable JLG lift model. Ensure that all drive and/or lift cutouts operate properly. The lift is equipped with a tilt sensor and lockout function that disables the elevation control when the lift is positioned on a slope greater than 1.5 degrees. With the platform elevated, the drive control is disabled when the lift is driven on a slope greater than 1.5 degrees. Consult the specific model and country specifications in the Operation and Safety Manual to determine the cutout settings of your specific unit. The maximum drive speed can be adjusted by using Drive Speed Setting Selector toggle switch on top of the joystick to reduce or increase the maximum drive speed. The maximum drive speed can be adjusted to a maximum of 4 miles per hour with the platform fully lowered. When the platform is elevated above 1 foot, the maximum drive speed is automatically reduced to 0.6 miles per hour. If the maximum drive speed does not reduce when the platform is elevated above 1 foot, shut down the machine, remove it from service, and notify the proper personnel. In addition to these controls, a battery discharge indicator is provided to display the charge level of the batteries. When the battery discharge indicator shows a battery level of 3 bars, the bars flash and an audible beeping system begins. When the battery discharge indication reduces to 2 bars, the lift function cuts out after a few seconds in addition to the flashing bars and audible beeping. When the battery discharge indication reduces to 1 bar, the lift and drive functions are cut out at all times in addition to the flashing bars and audible beeping. During any of these 3 conditions, the batteries must be recharged to return the machine to a proper operating condition. If your JLG 10MSP lift is equipped with an indicator for the electric drive motors that illuminates when the motor brushes are worn and need replaced, consult the Operation Safety Manual for information on the operation of this system. The JLG 10MSP model is equipped with a pothole protection system integrated into the frame, providing additional support for the lift in the event a wheel is driven into or positioned over an unprotected floor opening. This concludes the functional check of the JLG 10MSP lift. If any of the functions outlined in this video or in the Operation Safety Manual for the applicable JLG lift model do not function properly, shut down the machine, remove the unit from service, and notify the proper authorities. Some general safety precautions must be followed during operation of a JLG 10MSP lift. Do not operate any machine on which the safety or instruction placards or decals are missing or illegible. Ensure all safety devices are operating properly. Modification of these devices is a safety violation. Never operate a machine that is not working properly. If a malfunction occurs, shut down the machine. The machine is not insulated and does not provide protection from contact or proximity to electrical current. Maintain a safe distance from electrical lines, apparatus, or any energized, exposed, or insulated parts according to the minimum approach distance, as outlined in the Operation and Safety Manual. Allow for machine movement and electrical line swaying. Maintain a clearance of at least 10 feet or 3 meters between any part of the machine and its occupants, their tools, and their equipment from any electrical line or apparatus carrying up to 50,000 volts. 1 foot additional clearance is required for every additional 30,000 volts or less. The minimum approach distance may be reduced if insulating barriers are installed to prevent contact and if the barriers are rated for the voltage of the line being guarded. These barriers shall not be part of or attached to the machine. The minimum approach distance shall be reduced to a distance within the design working dimensions of the insulating barrier. This determination shall be made by a qualified person in accordance with the employer, local, or governmental requirements for work practices near energized equipment. Assume all electrical parts and wiring are energized unless known otherwise. Ensure that operators of other overhead and floor-level machines are aware of the lift presence. Disconnect power to overhead cranes. Warn personnel not to work, stand, or walk under a raised platform. Position barricades on floor as necessary. Do not operate or raise the platform while on trucks, trailers, railway cars, floating vessels, scaffolds, or other equipment unless approved in writing by JLG. Do not elevate the platform or drive with the platform already elevated while on a slope or on an uneven or soft surface. During operation, keep all body parts inside the platform railings. Check work area clearances above, on the sides, and bottom of the platform when lifting and lowering platform. Do not carry materials directly on the platform railings. Keep both feet firmly positioned on the platform floor at all times. Never use ladders, boxes, steps, planks, or similar items on the platform to provide additional reach. Always ensure that power tools are properly stowed and never left hanging by their cord from the platform work area. Avoid any buildup of debris on the platform floor. Keep mud, oil, grease, and other slippery substances from footwear and platform floor. Keep the chassis of the machine a minimum of 2 feet, 0.6 meters, from holes, bumps, drops-offs, obstructions, debris, concealed holes, and other potential hazards at the ground level. Be aware of stopping distances and all drive speeds. Before driving on floors, bridges, trucks, and other surfaces, check the allowable capacity of these surfaces. The user should be familiar with the work area surface before driving. Do not exceed the allowable side slope and grade while driving. Exercise extreme caution at all times to prevent obstacles from striking or interfering with operating controls and persons in the platform. Limit travel speed according to conditions of ground surface, congestion, visibility, slope, location of personnel, and other factors causing hazards of collision or injury to personnel. Do not drive at high speeds in restricted or close quarters or when driving in reverse. Always post a lookout when driving in areas where vision is obstructed. Keep non-operating personnel at least 6 feet or 1.8 meters away from the machine during all driving operations. To shut down and park the machine, first drive the machine to a well-protected area. Ensure the platform is fully lowered. Push in the emergency stop buttons at the platform and ground controls. Position the key switch to off and remove the key to prevent unauthorized operation. If necessary, cover the platform controls to protect instruction placards, warning decals, and operating controls from hostile environmental conditions. Remember to uncover prior to operation. Chalk at least 2 wheels when parking the machine for an extended period of time. Always charge the battery in a well-ventilated area. The 10MSP lift is equipped with an automatic battery charger that will stop charging when the battery is fully charged. The battery can be charged daily without concern for overcharging and damage to the battery. To charge, plug one end of an extension cord rated for 15 amps into the charge plug receptacle at the rear of the lift and the other end into a standard 110-volt outlet. The charger will perform a diagnostic check of the battery's charge level and, with lights on the face of the charger, will provide an indication of the status of the battery's charge level. The lights also indicate if the battery is bad and unable to take a charge. If your JLG 10MSP lift is equipped with an authorized accessory, consult the Operation and Safety Manual for the safe and proper operation of your specific accessory. Before transporting a JLG 10MSP lift, fully lower the platform and remove all tools and debris. Never allow personnel on the platform while moving the machine by any means other than driving. Other than driving the machine, a JLG 10MSP lift may be transported from place to place by pushing it on its base wheels, moving it with a forklift truck, or transporting by truck or trailer. Prior to moving the machine by pushing or using a forklift, the brakes must be disengaged. The brakes must be re-engaged after moving the machine. The brakes must only be disengaged when the machine is placed on a level surface or when the machine is fully restrained to prevent inadvertent movement. When using a forklift truck to move a JLG 10MSP lift, the forklift pockets on the base frame must be utilized. When traveling over rough terrain, go slowly. Tilt the forks so that the machine will not slide off of them. Follow all precautions outlined in the forklift manufacturer's operator and safety manuals. When transporting the machine by truck or trailer, refer to the Operation and Safety Manual for proper loading, unloading, and tie-down procedures. The truck or trailer used for transport must be rated for the weight of your machine and must be on a level surface while loading. Never load or unload while on a slope. Once again, it's important to complete your work safely using the JLG 10MSP lift. To do so, you must use the information provided in this presentation, the Operation Safety Manual, the decals on the lift, employer rules, and common sense. If you require further clarification on any portion of this video presentation or the safe operation of your JLG lift, contact the Product Safety and Reliability Department at JLG Industries Incorporated at 877-JLG-SAFE, 554-7233, or via email at productsafety@jlg.com.